take this opportunity to welcome everyone, and I request Mr. Arif Saluro to take it to his session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raja. In fact, in saying thank you, it's an opportunity for me to thank NIPM for the kind invitation extended to me and the Mauritian Association of HR. It's been a really enriching experience participating for a few years now in what we call NatCon each year. This year there has been an innovation. For the first time they have attached a person to us. Her name is Alfonsa, and she has been really very helpful trying to sort things around for us. And under your applause to say thank you to her, I've got a small gift for Alfonsa if she's around. Yeah, she's coming. She has been helping us all the way through. Our flight was delayed at the airport. She waited till midnight. And that's one best way to say thank you to her. I'll give her a small present that I brought from Mauritius. And there you applause. And yesterday night, when we had our party there, she introduced me to her father, Mr. Paul, who many of you know, he's the chairman of Global TV. And he, not by coincidence, really by inspiration, shared something with me which I would like to share with you.
Oh Almighty, create thoughts and actions in the minds of the people of our nation, so they may live united, may they live united. Oh Almighty, this is my prayer. Oh Almighty, help them choose the right path. Bless all the people of our nation with strength of character and of righteousness. Oh Almighty, this is my prayer. Guide the people to be tolerant of different points of view. Help them transform enmity and hatred into love and harmony. Bless the people to work and persevere, our country to transform into a prosperous and a peaceful nation of the world.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. You see, Mr. Paul led me to discover this song. I think you should have seen it before me. Then when I was listening to this, thank you, Mr. Paul, I see, in fact, my session this morning has been titled, Lessons from Mauritius. And I said, what lessons from Mauritius? It's lessons from India. Yes, we have to learn so many things from you. India is leading in so many ways. What has Mauritius to share? If I try to go deep into trying to answer this question, I'll say maybe like India, we got our independence 20 years after you. You will be celebrating your 100 years in 47, so which means for us it will be 20 years after that, 67. When we had our independence, the British people said, this is a small country, nothing to do, they don't have any resource at all, and this country will definitely collapse very soon. In fact, the political leaders sat down, they got motivated because of that challenge, and they created a single sugarcane agriculture company into today becoming one country with a per capita income of around $10,000 US. So can you imagine the journey that has been traveled? Mauritius is classified in terms of governance as number 1. It is classified in terms of Human Development Index, the best one in Africa and in the region. It ranks number 1 there also. And there has been a huge diversification of the economy. Agriculture is still there. We still have the sugarcane, we still have tea, but to a lesser extent than it was before. What we have else than that is manufactured exports. Manufacturing sector in Mauritius is doing very well. And most probably people will be expecting me to say, where do you place tourism in that? Third comes financial services. And on the 4th place is tourism. Many people will think that tourism should be in the first place because Mauritius has got a very vibrant tourist industry. We are reaching a point where we have to sort of create quota for number of people visiting the country. It means that we have a population of 1.2 million and we have 1.2 million of visitors per year. So you can, we need to try to balance that, the number of inhabitants, the population of Mauritius, with the number of visitors. The economy has been growing 2 digits for so many years, and Mauritius is in what we call the upper medium development index. So we are not a developed country, a nearly developed country, and soon to reach what we call the high income country. Thank you. One thing that explains that has perhaps been political stability. What I mean by political stability is that, you know, when there have been many changes of government, but each one that comes after the other tries to continue the work that has been done by the predecessor, which is the contrary of many other countries where we see that when a new government comes in place, they try to change everything as if what was done earlier on was not good. But in there, it's different. There is a carry-on effect in terms of all policies. And on top of that, there is a huge strategy of protecting the economy against what we call external shocks. For those of you who know geography, Mauritius is a small island surrounded by a sea. And we are away from everything. So there is an oil crisis, we are highly affected. There is COVID, highly affected. There is war in Russia, war in the Gulf countries, in Israel, we are affected because our markets are external. So the main focus of what we call entrepreneurial political leaders has been to build resilience inside the economy so that we protect against what we call all possible external shocks. This protection against all external economic shocks has really helped the country develop. Be it the financial crisis, be it the health crisis, whatever comes there, we have tried to protect the local economy, and the 4 sectors I told you are really doing very well. And on top of that, there are a few new sectors that are coming up very strongly. One is what we call the blue economy, trying to look into what can be achieved through the, I think we have one of the largest marine territory in the world, because Mauritius has got many islands together with it, and when you count it, we have one of the highest, the biggest, largest sea territory in the world. There is some contention with some other countries trying to take a bit of from Mauritius. There is actually a case of Maldives against Mauritius for one island. There is a case of America and UK having taken one island called Diego Garcia. But all these, Mauritius is trying to set foot down and make sure that we get back what belongs to Mauritius. And in that, we have been helped immensely by India. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights from Mauritius.